welcome to my journey. Today's video is what we do on every Saturday, meal prep. This week's meal prep is so easy and quick. Oh my gosh. I mean, I had it done in no time. The longest thing are the baking times. And you could bake them both at the same time if you wanted to, because they both bake at 350. So I imagine if you got one ready and put it in there, you could get the other one ready and put it in there and just set two different timers. I just happened to let the breakfast cool, did some other things, and just come back and reuse that same dish. So if I thought about it, I could have dug out another dish and done that. But anyway, it didn't take long at all, because they both just whip up together really, really fast. So what we're having for breakfast is called Serbian Eggs. And like I said on my menu plan, I don't know if they're a Serbian recipe, from the country Serbia, or if they just somehow got that name, because I am not familiar with Serbian cuisine, so I don't know how true it is. I just know that's the name of the recipe, so that's the name that I kept. The lunch is a baked Salisbury steak. Now, I tasted the breakfast, and I'll let you know what I think about it. I didn't taste the Salisbury steak, but I know it's going to be good just from the ingredients that's in it. Now, it might be, it could be a little bland, because there's no seasons in it except for salt. So you could probably, punch it up if you wanted to. And then the gravy on it is cream of mushroom soup. And that's not, so it's not a just slam you in the face full of flavor kind of dish, but I think it's going to be very homey and comforting. And it would be even more comforting on a pile of creamed potatoes. But since we're watching our carbs, it is not on that. We have the patty with a little bit of gravy and some Brussels sprouts. That is what is for lunch. And I think it's going to be delicious. I really do. So if you are interested to see how these two dishes come together, let's just turn around and get started. So we'll go ahead and get started on our Serbian eggs. I have in here 4 eggs, and I've already salt and peppered it. So we just need to beat them up a little bit. Then we're going to add a half a cup of milk. I'm just using skim milk. 4 tablespoons of melted butter. Half a cup of cottage cheese, and it specifies small curd. And I'm going to mix that in. Then we need a half a cup of Bisquick. I happen to have the Heart Smart kind. Okay, I think that's mixed in good enough. And then we need 8 ounces of Monterey Jack cheese. And that's just how this bag happens to come. And it comes from Walmart. Uh-oh, can I get it open? I thought I pulled that thing off. Let me get my scissors. One way to skin a cat. We just want to stir that in. I think this is going to be good. Then I have a sprayed 8x8 square baking dish. Oh, this is kind of heavy. This will bake in a 350-degree oven. It says 20 to 30 minutes, and I'm guessing that is until it's set. Here it is, fresh out of the oven. I did 20 minutes. It was still jiggly on the inside. Then I added 10 more, so it went for 30 minutes. And you can see it's done. I haven't poked a toothpick in it because it's got spring. So I just wanted to show you, and it's starting to get brown around the edges, what it looks like fresh out of the oven, because I'm thinking it's going to settle down, because most egg dishes like this do. But we'll see after it cools. I'm going to let it cool a good little bit before I cut it. As you can see, it's cooled. It did deflate a little bit, but not too much. It's still a nice thick casserole. And I'm thinking I was going to do 6 servings, but I don't know if that's going to be big enough to fill me up. And really, that's not that big a serving in that square, I don't think. So I'm just going to make it 4 servings. I don't think that's too big. We'll see. Oh, look at that. That looks nice. That looks really nice. Okay. I'll be excited to try that. Now we'll make our baked Salisbury steaks. And in this bowl I have 1 pound of hamburger. And I'm using the 93%. Just going to break it up a little bit. I'll go ahead and add the salt. A 1/4 teaspoon of salt. I'll just sprinkle it around like that. Maybe that'll flavor it better. I don't know. Then we need a 1/4 cup each of onion, celery, and green pepper. And I diced them small. I didn't want big chunks in the little Salisbury steaks. We also need 1/2 cup of quick oats and 1 egg. I'm just going to mix that around. And no, I'm not sticking my hands in it. You that know me and have been with me knows I am not touching this raw hamburger meat with a 10-foot pole. I just don't like, I know people think it's crazy. It's not because raw meat grosses me out. I'll touch raw pork. I'll clean fish. Degut them. Hold on a minute. Alexa, stop. And, but I don't like the way chicken feels on my hand. And I don't like the way ground beef feels on my hand. I'll pick up a steak. I don't mind that. But just something about ground beef and raw chicken. Now, raw chicken does make me gross, but I don't like the way it feels. I just don't. So, I will go off camera, don my plastic gloves, make 4 patties, and I'll be back. Now, all we have to do is brown both sides. We're not going to cook it through because it goes in the oven. So we're just going to brown this side, flip it over, and brown the other side, and then I'll be back. Okay, that did not take long. Just going to add these to a baking dish. I'm just using the same dish that I used for my eggs because I got busy and they got cool enough. So I thought, well, I'll just wash it and reuse it. So put those in there. Let me set this aside. We have 3/4 cup. Let's slide you over. Hold on. Woo. We have 3/4 cup of water and 1 can of cream of mushroom soup. Then we're just going to stir that together. You could use a whisk. I just don't feel like dirtying up nothing else. I think it's going to stir together fine. In hindsight, I might would have used milk. Tell you the truth. I think that would be good. Okay, I think that's enough. Now we just need to bring this over here. And I did spray my dish. I don't think this is going to stick, but I did spray it. And we're just going to pour this over top. This will go in a 350 degree oven for 30 minutes. I guess I should say or until your steaks are done. We'll check the temperature. How about that? We'll check the temperature. Okay, so my hamburgers took 45 minutes. I checked them after 30 minutes, but even though I asked Alexa, I don't want her to light up, what temperature the inside of a hamburger patty should be, she said, for well done, she said 160, either 160 or 165. I can't remember now. And I checked it, and mine was like 167, but it still had blood coming out. So I turned them over, basted them in the sauce, and put them back in there for 15 minutes. This time they registered, what did I tell you, honey, about 177. And there was no juice or blood or anything coming out. So I feel confident they're done. Now, I did make them thick, you can tell. But, so you just guide yours on how well you want yours done, what temperature you want it, how it looks. But mine took 45 minutes. And all I have in here are some Brussels sprouts that I cooked in the microwave. Now, that's probably going to be too much between the two of them to eat at one time. So I can eat part of it at lunch and then snack on part of it a little bit later after that. So hang on and we'll look at what we did today. Okay, so here is breakfast, our Serbian eggs. I took a little taste off the corner because I just wanted to let you know. It's very interesting. It is not the texture of an egg bake. It's not the texture of a bread, maybe a spoon bread kind of, but it's very cheesy. That Monterey Jack cheese is very cheesy, so I think it's going to be really good. And of course, the numbers will be on the screen. And then for lunch, we have the baked Salisbury steak with the mushroom gravy and the Brussels sprouts. And I'm sure those are going to be good. I just know they are. I got the feeling. So that is what I'm making this week to try to stay on track, because Monday we'll be having our challenge check-in. I ain't going to say how I'm doing. We'll talk about it Monday. So that's it for me today. I hope you're having a good weekend. And I will see you, let's see, tomorrow is my cookbook video. So if you're interested to see how many cookbooks I have, check in tomorrow. So see you then.